Now we're recording? Listen, hi, it is currently 12:36 in the morning. Some of you may know me as Dearly Detested on Tumblr, on Comma's Tumblr. You voted, I put a poll, y'all in the Discord voted. I'm reading Hi Thirsty, I'm Dad, the TNT Duo AU by Commaclear. Chapter 1, Get Over It. By the way, we only have till 3 a.m., so I don't know how this is going to go. This is a strawberry basil lemonade. Fuck you in your face. I love you. You asked for this. Wilbur studied the man across from him. Quackity was short and mean. He often reminded Wilbur of an ill-tempered chihuahua. He always wore a beanie to cover his black hair of indeterminate length, and he had a fresh scar across his face that Wilbur liked to imagine came from a student with a machete. He might have been attractive if it weren't for his 24/7 scowl. K-Nuts? My thoughts? Gay thoughts. There are gay thoughts. They are both gay thoughts, spelled T-H-O-T. It's already starting. Quackity's office matched his personality perfectly. It was austere, to say the least. Everything was gray or white, and there were no pictures or personal items. Just a desk, some chairs, 3 filing cabinets, and a bookshelf full of such interesting books as Reconceptualizing Compulsory Early Childhood Education, Professionalizing Approaches to Non-Traditional Education, and The Stages of Youth, a Kantian Approach. Wilbur felt painfully bored just reading the titles. I did too. You've succeeded, comma. It is, and I cannot stress this enough, the second week of school, Quackity said with a little more scowl than usual. Wilbur sighed. I know, you said that already. And this is the 3rd time I've had to call you in. I know, I was there. Quackity smiled, but it looked more like he was baring his teeth in the same way gorillas did to show aggression. Your attitude is not helping, Mr. Soot. Neither is yours. Well, I can certainly see where your son gets it. And what's that supposed to mean? Do you know how many other students Fundy has bitten now? 3, I assume. 4. Oh, he got 2 this time. Yes. Did they have it coming? Quackity inhaled slowly. That is not the point I'm trying to... Because if the other children aren't playing nice, then that doesn't mean he gets to bite them, Quackity snapped. Wilbur held back a smile. He knew he shouldn't unnecessarily provoke Fundy's teachers, but all the ones at this school were stuck-up assholes, so it was kind of fun. Quackity was especially terrible. He's always especially terrible in your writings. Like in He Said, She Said, we should read that one. Oh, right. Wilbur hadn't the slightest clue why he'd chosen to go into teaching. He certainly didn't do it because he enjoyed it. Every time Wilbur saw him teach, it was with a scowl. Look, Wilbur said, leaning forward. Fundy is having a tough time, so I would appreciate a little understanding for any behavior problems he might have. How long since his mother died? Why? It's like 2 months or something, right? Yeah? Then he should be over it by now. Shocked, speechless, Wilbur stared at him, trying to pick up on any sarcasm he might have missed. But Quackity looked dead serious. Quackity's an asshole. Quackity analysis anon? He's an asshole. Deny it. You can't. You've agreed. You've agreed. Don't make excuses just because you're bad at parenting, Quackity continued. Again, asshole. He's not wrong, but asshole. We're done here, Wilbur said, standing abruptly. You can't just... I have no idea who gave you a teaching license, but it was a mistake. Actually, this is a charter school, so teaching licenses aren't required for. Well, that certainly explains a lot. What's that supposed to? Wilbur opened the door. I'd tell you to have a nice day, but I'd actually rather you die in a car accident on the way home. So instead, I'll just say bye. You could get arrested for that. Probably. I don't know. You're shaking your head at me. I feel like you should be able to get arrested for that. In the Bible, he's getting arrested into hell. I do this for comma and comma only. They laugh so much. What an asshole. Ha! That's what I was saying, he muttered. Dad, am I in trouble? Fundy asked. Wilbur had forgotten he'd been waiting in the chair right outside Quackity's office. How do you forget your child? I mean, a lot of people do it. That's how children die in cars. Don't forget your child. Always look in the back seat. No, in fact, next time you bite someone, make it Mr. Quackity. He took Fundy's hand and started pulling him out. Do I have to go back to class? No, we're going home. Why are you so mad? Because your teacher's the biggest dick I've ever met. He took a few more steps and then paused for a moment. Please don't repeat that to anyone. People already know I'm a bad dad because of how many swears you know. I won't. That's what she said about the F word. Well, what would you say if someone threw a goldfish at you? Wilbur laughed. Fair enough. He stopped at the front desk and gave the receptionist a smile. Hi, I'd like to sign my son out for the day. Is everything okay? She asked. Yeah, he's just not feeling very well, so I'm taking him home early. That's... Hair! Ah, there's hair in my mouth. I need a ponytail. One of these days, I'll be able to afford a ponytail. Wait. A hair tie is what I need. People are gonna think this is an act. This is... I wish this was an act. I swear to God, we need to make it through chapter 1. I need to... Didn't he bite someone? Nope, now there's the sign-out sheet. Right here. She held it out for him. He quickly signed it, and then hurried Fundy out of the door. You lied to Miss Mickey, Fundy said in a shocked voice once they were outside. Wilbur winced. If you promise not to tell, I'll buy you a treat on the way home. Fundy's eyes widened. Ice cream? Yes, just do not tell anyone, especially your grandpa, okay? Deal. That's my boy. Pardon me. Fundy grinned and got in the car. Wilbur sighed. Sally was so much better at this than he was, dealing with the teachers and the swearing and Fundy's unique conflict resolution skills. But asking for her help wasn't exactly an option anymore, so now he had to figure it all on his own. Moving to a new neighborhood and a new school hadn't helped matters, but again, it couldn't be helped. He got in the car and adjusted his mirror slightly so he could see Fundy better in the back seat. So, why are we biting people this time? George said Mom probably went to hell for the sin of creating me. And you're the one getting in trouble, not him? Yeah. Who else did you bite? Sapnap. Why? 'Cause he laughed. I would have got Dream too, but he's too fast. He is Minecraft Manhunter. No, he's not. He's the one running. My tooth hurts, comma. Wilbur nodded. He couldn't exactly chastise Fundy because he probably would have done the same thing in that situation as a kid. Maybe not biting, but definitely something not school approved. So I'm really not in trouble? Honestly? Let's just keep this whole thing a secret from you, Grandpa, and no one's in trouble. You're so much cooler than Mom. That's one way to put it, Wilbur said with a sigh. So, cold start? Mm-hmm. Chapter break. 3 little asterisks. And a bit of a drink. Hey! See, you're all missing out on the faces Comma's making. It's my own personal show. No, fuck you. They know that. Quackity punched the nearest filing cabinet, and the shock reverberated up his arm as his hand started throbbing. He hissed a string of curses and shook his hand out. Fucking motherfucking shit, fucking fuck my ass. Quackity? That's the sound that it make? Shoot. Quackity froze. That was the principal's voice on the other side of his door. Do we need to have another talk about school-appropriate language? No. Eric opened the door and crossed their arms with a skeptical look. So you weren't just swearing up a storm, then? I stubbed my toe. Uh-huh. And freaking Wilbur Soot just told me to die in a car accident. Eric raised their eyebrows in disbelief. That's a little... Wow. Yeah. I understand if you need a minute before your next class. I'll be fine. Are you? I'm fine. Okay. Remember that I know. Children's are mirrors, and they pick up whatever we put down. Right. So just make sure you're all right before you go in. Is he not in his classroom? He's in his office? Teachers have an office? My teachers didn't. But I also grew up in bumfuck California. Pardon the swearing. This is not child appropriate. I'm never going to get money for this. What does that look for? Do I need to be quiet? 1. Y. L. W. Oh, that's a D. That's a D. I. L. Oh, that's an L. Dilf. Comma is teaching me the alphabet in sign language, and I am not good at it. B. I want to say R. Fuck. Well, it's not I. H. J. That's not J. K. It's not O. I said J. J. U. D-U. M. B. I'm not dumb. You're dumb. If you ever need to talk, I'm fine, Quackity almost yelled at full volume. Eric sighed. It's okay to not be okay sometimes, Quackity, they said as they turned to go. And it's okay to feel my feelings, yada yada. Any other bullshit aphorisms you want to share? Aphorisms, apologies. Language. Alright, Captain America. You know, it's not like they haven't heard those words before, Quackity yelled after them as they walked away. They didn't answer. He groaned in frustration and kicked at the filing cabinet instead of punching it. It hurt a lot less, but unfortunately it added to the growing collection of dents in the bottom drawer. Any more, and people would start to think he had anger issues. He checked his watch and then sighed, shouldered his bag, and left his office. 5 minutes until the kids came back from recess, and he hadn't had a chance to prep the classroom because of Wilbur fucking Soot. Most parents, when you called them in for a problem with their kid, took it pretty well, but Wilbur Soot seemed to revel in being as much of a pain in the ass about it as possible. Quackity sometimes wondered if Wilbur actually encouraged Fundy to bite people. He sure as hell wasn't doing anything to fix it. As he passed the front desk, Nikki waved him down. Fundy's dad checked him out, she told him. That little... Okay. He said Fundy wasn't feeling well? Doubt it, unless he caught cooties from biting George and Sapnap. Were they teasing him about his mom again? Heck, if I know. You should talk to them. Fundy's a good kid. He'd never act out unless he was provoked. With the way his dad is, I have trouble believing that. So by that logic, Tubbo's an alcoholic, and Sapnap couldn't say a swear to save his life. This is gonna be a good night. Quackity opened his mouth to answer and found he didn't have anything to say to that. Exactly, Nikki said firmly, so you should talk to George and Sapnap. Fine, Quackity grumbled. Any other teaching advice? I'm gonna be late. Children are people, she answered with a shrug. I know, he said as he started walking away. That's why I don't like them. That was chapter 1. We made it through.